Hello, hello, hello. You are not going to believe the day that I had. Oh my God, you're not going to believe it. Hold on a second, guys. I got to get some Excedrin. Try to catch up with my headache real quick. But, just another day, another beautiful day the Lord has made. There's no complaints, right? I wake up with a headache every day, nothing different. And so, I don't want anyone to think that, like, when I talk about these things, that it's out of like any kind of complaint or any kind of stuff. I feel fine, right? I feel as good as I could feel, absolutely as good as I could feel based on the circumstances in the world, right? And I'm grateful to the Lord for that because I didn't used to always have hope like this, right? I didn't always used to have peace and just absolute trust in God, right? And it's just an amazing feeling. These last 5 years have been better than the first 40 years of my life. And that's saying a lot, right? That's saying a lot, right? Especially when you include the birth of your kids, right? Your wedding, all these amazing events, right? Finding out that God was real was the greatest day of my life. And I used to gauge how good things were based on those days, the day my son was my both my sons were born, right? Um, the day I was married, the first time when I first got in the military, all these things, right? And I am so tremendously grateful that God would take time out of His life to think of not only think of me, but to think of you, wonderful people, because I know that He knew that I was like you guys too, you know. And man, I'm just overly, overly, overly grateful. Like, I mean, I'm over the moon, man. I'm over the moon, which I think is short. I mean, not short, but you know, not very distant. And I said short. The moon is short. No, but I don't know if it's jump overable, but it's definitely not 200 something thousand miles away. Um, in order for it to look that big in the sky, it would be have to be enormous. And I couldn't even start on the size of the sun. I mean, I don't think people really, I don't think people really think about these distances and these sizes of these things. It's amazing, right? Like, can you imagine the size of these stars if they were light years away and they were still that big in the sky? Get out of here, man. Nobody knows what's going on a light year away from the house, let alone like many, many trillions of light years. That's it. That's absurd, man. But yeah, we could see them all move in a circle, but for some reason we're flying all around space, but they don't move in any other direction. We don't see them smudge or smear or anything in any other direction, just in a circular motion, which is the slowest of all the speeds that they say we're rotating around. But anyway, I don't want to get stuck on that. But let me say hi to everybody because everybody is wonderful. All right, Yoswell Soaring, how are you doing? I'm grateful that you're here. And Debbie, how you doing? I think we've been doing some important work the last couple of days. Um, Alex, how you doing, buddy? All right. Cold Springs Queen. Yeah. Alex D. Chris. Yes, Chris is here. And who else is here? Do. Am I getting everybody? I feel like I missed somebody, but if I missed you, it's because I care about you more than there's the feeling. I mean, it's no, I'm trying to think. Hey, homeless in America, how you doing, buddy? Oh, it's just so hard here because I'm gonna tell you guys what's up with me today. It was a rough day as far as like falling with like. Okay, you guys know that I stay up most of the night and do all my work, like uh, catch up with all my I do my show outline and then I do my answer all my messages, all that kind of stuff, right? And then right after the show in the morning, usually I sleep like I go to bed right away and I'll sleep for like an hour or whatever. I won't go to bed, but I mean I'll lay here on my couch and I'll go to sleep for an hour. Well, lately I've been getting that, and for some reason that 1 hour sleep is like the linchpin in my sleep, right? It's the rear bulkhead, right? It's like if I don't get that 1 hour sleep, right, it's like my whole night of sleep is not there. So I get a little goofy, I get a little weird, but I didn't get it. I didn't get any sleep during that time. And then I slept a little bit in the afternoon, which is that's fine too. Whenever it happens, right? But yeah, like you know, yeah, and it's just so I fell asleep and had a headache and kind of fought through it. Cindy texted me a couple times. I tried to text her back, here and there, right? Hey, how you doing? But I couldn't kind of keep up with her texting. Like I kept saying, I kept being stuck in the "Hi, how you doing" mode when she was trying to ask me questions, and it was pretty horrendous. Thank God it was over email, and that I wasn't like mumbling because I mean I've been super tired lately, and sometimes um, I've been known to like fall asleep during these right before. Usually I don't really fall asleep during live streams, but like right before or that kind of thing, right? And so I just want to give you guys my best, my absolute best. And I feel like I don't always do as good. Like I do feel like I give you my best, right? I do feel like I do my best, but I always feel like I can do better, And I don't think I'll ever be, satisfied with what I'm putting out because I think I could do better or more. It's just, but then again, I'm not going to focus too much on it because it'll just be depressing. So, how are you guys doing? Alex says, "Good point, Steve. If you were as well versed in the Bible as you are in God's earth, yeah, exactly." Deb says, "Oh, you do amazing, Stephen, but you need to take care of yourself also." Yeah. Uh, thank you for saying that, and I do need to take a little bit better care of myself. To be honest, I do. I mean, sometimes it's like I'll do the minimum, right? Like I went like on a because I didn't know how to eat cheap and get all my vitamins, right? So I just used to eat like canned soup a lot and pasta somehow. Get like a pasta protein, and all this stuff in the soup, right? And then I used to eat that, and so I used to eat that same mix, and then um, I mean, the same like stuff, and then also like yogurt or something on top of that. But like, I just don't like. I just don't know how to do all that. So I just I don't know. Now that I know that I could do the protein drinks and all that, it like helps me to not have to think about that. And maybe I do need someone that just worries about that for me. I don't know, right? Well, no, hey Deb, don't even think about it like that, because there are other women, there are other people in the group, right? That take up a lot of my time, but this is what I want to do for people, right? And this gives me my own purpose, right? And so in a sense, really it's what I want to do. If I didn't want to do it, I don't have to do it. And so I don't want you to think about it like that. I'd rather you think about each other more when being considerate to that. But it's easy to talk to you guys because I never run out of things to say to you. I mean, if you guys knew how easy it is to talk to you guys, uh, I mean, you guys are a dream to talk to. I mean, I don't know how to explain it to you, but I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm talking to my mom. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to like my teacher and from school. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to like my ex-wife or somebody. Like it just seems to have I've had just a good relationship with women in my whole life, right? All different types of friendships and relationships, right? It just is natural, right? And so that's not so much an effort. It is to be an effort. I mean, for it to be an effort and not have like to be extremely liberal, right? Like it's hard because like now I know what liberalism is, right? And that's not me. But if I had to say what does my spirit match, um, it's a liberalist, right? It's like a church going far left thing where you're all inclusive, but you're just not in on the behavior yourself. You're there for everyone, but yet then again, it's a delicate balance, because one side or the other ends up hating you, right? And I've been hated by one side or the other my whole life. That's just the story of my life. Could you guys ever see it being another way? Like, because it always ends up being like that. One side will always want you to hate the other side. And as soon as you start empathizing, right, with the the side that people hate, then it makes it hard. Clutch says, I knew was a song, but couldn't think of who sang it there. Oh yeah, what was that? Oh, Journey. Yeah, what was the song called? What's the song? Maybe I'll know it. Because I went and saw a Journey cover band. I never thought I'd ever see a cover band in my life. But there was this guy that he he hold on, I'm reading at the same time. What was I saying? No, I was reading about you guys were singing about a song. I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I never saw cover bands because I always thought they would be cheesy, but this guy was good. I never thought anyone could hit the notes that lead singer could hit, man. But it was this one like Oriental guy that was just amazing, man. It was amazing. Yeah, Journey was part of my childhood. There's no way to get around that. Like as much as I know that this is that's it's devil music, and meant to keep me away from God, right? And it's nefarious and it's all bad, right? There's something about it that you have to, um, I mean, you have to accept that it's just not good for us, right? It's horrible, but it's also at the same time our childhood. This is how we grew up, right? This is this is our lives, right? This is like what we you know grew up with. I mean, just Disney itself, right? Just even like movies that you would put like young people in front of are witchcraft and um, things that you would think were wholesome and good are not, and things that you think are innocent and you know there's no foul there's nothing foul promoted, but it is foulness promoted. It is the devil. It is um, wow. It's just they get you so attached to these memories that we had when we were kids as part of our lives, right? Part of our who we are, part of how we decided to make our um, hmm. It's like when hey Hannah, how you doing? It's like when my mom would like Wonder Years would pop on, and my mom would sing that song, that always played during all the Vietnam War movies. When they singing the national anthem, you run straight to the sideline. So, yeah. What are we gonna do? Oh yeah, I love listening to the Bible. Oh my God. If I didn't discover that, right? Or, of course, discover it for myself, right? Because, a lot of things were discovered far before I got to them, right? But if I hadn't discovered that for myself, I would never be as much into the Bible. Like, I still would be into the Bible, but I wouldn't be as far along in my studies. No way, not without the audio Bible. Because there were books of the Bible that I wanted to read that were on the Flat Earth channel that were like 3 hour books. Like, there's absolutely no way. Now, are you asking me if I'm okay? Yeah, I'm a little different today. You're very perceptive today. You're very perceptive today, Darlene. I basically from the last show until now was like sleeping and awake, like I don't know, like 40 minutes at a time, hour at a time. And so usually on days like this I fall asleep right before the broadcast, and I end up waking up and doing a pretty, I don't know, an okay show, but I'm late, right? But today I jumped on before I could fall asleep, and I almost feel like I'm fighting sleep right now. Like, I feel like I'm fighting it. But if I don't do it, then I will have guilt, right, about it. That really isn't connected with you guys. I know that you guys will understand if I need to take a day off. But it makes me feel good to make these shows, and that I'll um after I'll feel good enough to rest, and I'll deserve it. I'll deserve that rest. And I deserve it now. I don't have low value or low self-esteem. I just, yeah, I get it though. But thank you for caring about me, and thanks for um, thinking about me enough to know that I was different today. And so, yeah, you know what it is, guys? It's not so much the actual work of the day, right? Like that wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't the amount of days in a row. Like that's that's the grind that gets you is, I don't know how many days in a row, 9 months in a row with no day off. And sometimes you just need a whole day, right? Like God made us a Sabbath, right? But then I start thinking, well, maybe I'm there because for you guys to have your Sabbath. You know what I mean? Like, I, I mean, I know it seems like a double-edged sword, right? Like, I don't know. Well, you know what would help, guys? I don't want to put it on you guys, right? But do you know what would help is to have like a guest on in the morning, like Tom or whatever, and then have a guest on the morning, or or whoever's a guest in the morning. So it just kind of help out, or even write, so I don't have to do that part of it, and then have like where I don't have to write the show at night too, and just have two shows where I'm not responsible for the outcome. Just that energy alone would make it easier for me. Yeah, or if I made it one stream a day, it would be a lot better. But I'm afraid that like there's going to be people that are in another time zone that I'm not going to hit, right? Like somehow I'll miss those people, and what if that was I don't know. Not that, and trust me, I know it can get into an ego thing where it's like I don't save anybody. That's all up to God. Like I'm under no delusion that I save anybody, right? But I just always want to be available for people. I need to stop making excuses. I need to stop making excuses and just take care of myself, right? Because I sound like a fool right now, probably. I'll figure it out. Tomorrow I got tomorrow's just a regular day, and then Saturday I got Peanut. I like going on Peanuts, right? But that's 3 shows in a day. Maybe I'll take the afternoon show on Saturday off. Maybe I might be able to do that. You might be able to talk me into that. And they be toast, but it'll just be one on Peanuts platform. I could do that. No, don't be scared for me. You know what I need, guys? I just need prayers, right? I just need your prayers. This is what I want, right? And what I want, okay? I want to um desire, right? To have it be God's will, right? First reaction, desire to serve of God, not my own self, not my own flesh, not my own. I pray to want His, and instead of trying to do what I want, I pray to want what He wants. And if you guys could pray for me to feel like just feel better during that process, and that's the only thing I want for me is to feel good. Because if someone would just tell me how to be, um, I would just be, you know. And I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, right? But yeah, you sent a text. Yeah, you did. Hmm. Yeah, it's yeah, right. I mean, look, we are royalty, guys. Like, there's no way to around that, right? When we die, we're going to be glorified, and we are like, we were chosen by God to spend eternity with Him, right? I don't know why. We don't know. We don't know why, right? We don't. We all know we don't. None of us deserve it, right? But this is where we are, right? And I'm always thinking of like what it's going to be like when this is over, and sometimes I can't wait for it to be over. Like I just want whatever's going to happen in the world to happen, and I do. I mean, and I don't think that it's I just wish there was like another way to like I don't know. If I had like I need to start interviewing co-stars. So instead of having a guest on every week, I have a guest, a co-star, a star, right? And I don't even want to say a star because that's devil crap too. Someone else to be equals on the channel with a teacher, like not a teacher, but like a person that discusses Bible and God and what to look out for on other channels and symbolism. And so if we don't teach this stuff, right, who's going to learn? I mean, how are we ever going to change, right? Like, it's not even the big stuff that needs to change, right? Of course people know that we need to learn more about God, and that we need to read the Bible more, and that we need to do certain things more, right? But it's really in the sense that how we do it and when we do it. And it's really more about energy and who we spend our time with, and how we spend our time and what we think about. Because like, instead of using the Bible to prove it or to talk about our own ideas or our own our own, right, we should be using the Bible to learn to live and how to treat each other and how to treat ourselves. And then when things get understood for when He's coming, or when things get understood for how it applies to all of us at one time, right, then these things can come out and we could discuss them then. Who knows, right? But the thing is, we get so locked in and we want to debate each other, sometimes from things that we learned from other people, or we learned ourselves. We need some input from other people, or it's so hard when we need deceptive sources out there. But nothing will change the fact that I feel only comfortable when I'm with you guys. And you guys are my kids, or my my family, my close family, my friends out here, right? But when I'm out in the world, right, I feel like I could be in like a stadium with 50,000 people, right, and be alone. Or I could be around 3 people and be crowded, right? Like it's just a weird world, right? And sometimes I'm disappointed in the world because of just how much nastiness there is. Sometimes I'm scared of the world, right? Just because of how uncertain everything is. Sometimes I'm overjoyed because I know that we're getting out of here and this is just temporary. And sometimes I just want to ask God, like, what's going on? Like, why all this weird and off the wall stuff that I would never think about, all this hurtful stuff to people and all this pain in this world. Like, why is it all here? Of course I know how it got here. Like man created it, right? We make the choice to not follow God and create evil. And then instead of blaming the devil, we want to blame God for it, you know. And then when God wipes it out, we get mad at him for what he does to wipe it out. Not we, right? Not the group here, but we're people at one point, right? And it's like, yeah, and you're right. It's basic signals to the end. Hey, Dee Dee, good to see you. I would love to know what like findings and topic that you want to talk about. Just before, because I have to schedule the phone time a little wisely, right? And so if I know what I'm talking about, then it'll give me an idea of what to be prepared for. Is it biblical stuff, or is it truth stuff, or is it both, or because then it'll just give me an idea of how to be ready. Because that's the only stuff that's and it's totally cool. I just got to plan it. That's all. Because I was talking to Cindy, and or I was texting her yesterday, and so I lean on her a lot sometimes, right? Like there's times where I'm like, and I just kind of dump nonsense on her, right? Like I make statements that don't make any sense or whatever, and and uh I get to the point where like the messages are like, if I had to really calculate how they're really, there's not, there's like maybe 130 of us, maybe, or somewhere around that era. But not everybody watches everything every day, right? So like there's probably, I don't know, 1 to 10 messages a day from people. And so it could get up to like over 1,000 messages in a day, easily. Especially if there's, because anybody can get in a text conversation and go 50 messages. I mean, that can happen several times a day to several people. Easy. And you put an hour conversation, because every time I talk to somebody on the phone, you can attest to this. I end up being on the phone for like over an hour because I never run out of things to say to you guys, and I love listening. I think that's my favorite part, is listening, but I do talk a lot. And there's a big difference between subscribers, right, or viewers or listeners, right, and friends, right, and more than friends. You're my brothers and sisters, right? Like we knew each other before the foundation of the earth. We all did, probably, right? And yeah, thank God for unlimited text, right? But I like the conversations, right? The voice conversations, and I like the text or whatever. That's great, or emails, or I do wish that I could like if everyone would have Skype or something, and let's say that we had like 50 people on a Skype group or something, or even if everybody got on there, right? That way, if one person, right, wasn't doing well, right, all they'd have to do is type in that group, right? I'm not feeling well, and they'd probably get like 5 or 6 calls, right? Of how are you doing today, right? And to me, I've seen that save lives, right? Like that kind of attention, right? When you're going through something, right? That many people care about you, because sometimes it's hard for us to believe that, even though like probably people in your life would say you're so special, right? That you're probably like one of their favorite people. It's hard to see that about yourself sometimes. Biblical, historical, in the conversation with numbers. Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So like gematria and end times and that kind of thing, right? As long as it's not something that as long as it's not something that's like, we're gonna like call salvation into question, or because it took me almost my whole life to figure that out, right? And or you know, if or unless it was going to be something that's going to be divisive and like almost unnecessary. I don't mind divisive conversation because it's exciting. It's good conversation for a show, but it's like you also got to manage that there's people involved too with feelings, right? Yeah, and we are all our own worst critic, right? You're right, Peter. And see, a lot of times you guys, right? Like I'll go all day, right, and not know that there's another person out there that feels like I do. Hey, how you doing, Karen? I'm so happy to see you. I emailed you today, and I've been emailed the last couple of times, and I was really worried about you. I haven't seen you in a little bit. This does my heart a lot of good. Oh my God, I might even cry a little bit later. But I'm glad you're here. And so sometimes you think you're like, oh, I'm the only one who thinks this way, but then like one of you guys will just say like 4 or 5 things in a row that are the same. So far, there's other people that see that. Well, I can't a good channel, like being around for. I mean, just really, just there's some of you that just seeing you guys makes me feel more calm. It just that's just the way it is. I think you guys probably personally know how I feel about you, but like it's good to know. It's it's and if you just want to like email me just to be in contact a couple times, just so that that you have my number or whatever, that just in case something happens, because you never know if like I know one of you that will be out near where another one of you is, right? Like I may be way out here, but you never know if I might know somebody that might know somebody that can help you or something if you're ever in trouble. No, what did I do? What am I doing, Cold Springs? I'm so sorry. Is that what it sounds like? Oh my God. What did I do, Cold Springs? What is it? Am I messing up? What happened? It says you like be act Joe to the. Oh yeah, you're talking about. I don't know what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh my God. Do I like fall apart when I'm talking and then start on some other subject? I do that sometimes. Because I'll see one of you guys and it'll make me think of 100 different other things. Because my brain makes connections, right? Like, I don't know if you know this, right? If I give up some of my process, maybe some of you will know what I know about you then. But like, there's ways to like, number one, I see all symbolism that everybody does, right? I absolutely see it. And if I'm curious about an icon or like a picture, right, I'll figure it out what it means, right? Like this is just how my brain is, right? And so so there's that, right? And then there's like symbolism. There's like every video I see that everybody's ever done, I not only just see their face, but like I see like all the stuff in the house behind them and on the walls and what number's the clock at, right? Weird details, right? And then it's like, right, this is what we do, right? And then it's like there are ways that I talk to people where I'll voice something where only I say it that way. And then everyone else who says it that way within that, next couple of days, I'll know that you talk to those people, right? So like now I'll know who you're talking to, right? Based on people saying things only I would say it that way, right? Like this is just all simple stuff, right? But like, it could even get deeper and deeper than that. And ever since my faith got really strong, like 5 years ago, right? Sometimes there's things in my brain that I match up that I never thought I could never come up to with that kind of stuff. You would have to be some kind of weirdo to think like as detailed as that is, you know, and still have time for anything else, right? And so just know this, right? If you're running a truth channel and you do symbolism, don't expect people to believe that it's that, you know, oh, I just did it because of this. Well, if depending on what audience you're trying to reach, if you're just trying to reach regular people, then yeah, then they probably shouldn't trip on it. But if you're trying to reach truthers, right, then it's insulting to tell somebody that you don't notice the symbolism, because we all do, right? And so like sometimes I'll start on a subject and start completely on a different subject because something will make me think a certain way. And it's, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's helpful to you guys at all, but my brain works like that too. So if you, I know that probably 90% of you are the same way, but you'll always run into people that are, they think they're being slick, right? And then they do like, they, you know, they get bolder and bolder. And if you don't, I'm not good at confronting people, right? So I don't confront people. And then they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until they get so bold and they have no respect for you at all that it's like they're mocking you right in front of your face, right? And they really don't know what you know, you know? Have you guys ever been in that scenario where like you're just like, well, if I say that I know, you'll just deny it, right? And you know, the only way that I could ever make that work is to just focus on telling the truth all the time, so I have absolute credibility, so that when I do say stuff, right, people believe what I'm saying, right? And so once you reach that status, then yeah, then you can work on things with people, collaborate. But you know, I don't know. I'm just some goof, guys, man. I'm nobody. Who am I? You know, older you get, the less you put up with. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. But like, here's the thing, right? What if I'm there in that person's life for that person to change their life, but they're somehow using me to have a goof or whatever? Well, yeah, I'm still gonna want to. You know, I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys, you know. I might not be right about everything, but I'm always real. And um, every feeling that I get is 100% authentic. And, you know, I only do things that I want to do. So it's like, you know that if I'm doing an activity with you, it's because I want to be there. And that's a good feeling too, right? To not only know that, like, if you want the person there, but then knowing that they want to be there too, right? I don't know. I don't know how to make it. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened to my spirit and to my brain. If you knew me like when I was maybe a teenager, you would not even recognize me. Not that we don't all change that much in 20 years, of course we do, but I'm a completely different individual. It is what it is. Well, oh, good, 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 good. You already know. Okay, good. So while you guys are all getting along, this is great. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot to say it. It's time to hit the old dusty trail. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God. He gets all the glory and he deserves it. And I'm sorry about if I faded in and out. I'm fighting sleep a little bit. I hope that you guys got some kind of edifying conversation out of what I was saying. I hope I sounded smart when I needed to sound smart. I don't know, but if if you did grow out of it, it's because God was so gracious enough to use just a guy that's barely making it, right? And so all glory to God, and praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. Pray for the children. Those are the only innocent people, really. And I'll see you at tomorrow at 7 a.m. All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for noticing that I wasn't feeling good today. All right. Love you guys.